Now, Way 31 Sports with Nolan Knight.
It was a game for the ages here inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium as the Alabama Crimson Tide are your 2023 SEC champions, taking down Georgia 27-24. Hello from Atlanta, Georgia, everyone. Nolan Knight here with Max Cohan. Max, we don't know if the Crimson Tide will be in the college football playoff, but one thing is for sure, they're SEC champs.
And they did so in a game that we will never forget. Georgia, they took the first bite, but Alabama barked right back, and they finished the job, ending the Bulldogs' 29-game winning streak.
So let's see how this one played out. Alabama 7-0 all-time inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium as Nick Saban entered today's matchup looking for his 11th SEC Conference Championship. But it would be the two-time defending national champion Georgia Bulldogs that would strike first, quickly moving down the field and capitalizing on an 8-play, 83-yard drive that was capped off with this 17-yard run from Kendall Milton, 7-0 Bulldogs.
And although the Tide went 3 and out for their first two drives of the game, they would get on the scoreboard in the first quarter as Will Reichard splits the uprights with a 43-yard field goal, becoming the all-time NCAA points leader, putting the Tide on the board 7-3. And then the next time they touched the ball, they took the lead. It's Jam Miller in the flats, taking the swing pass to the house, make it a 28-yard pitch and catch for the Tide's first lead of the night. It's 10-7.
But they wouldn't stop there. Just before the half, the Tide were hoping to add to their lead, and they rolled the dice. 4th and 4, and it's Milroe extending things with his feet and finding Isaiah Bond for a crucial first down. And a few plays later, they would find Pater. Jalen Milroe back to pass. Fires for Jermaine Burton in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama. The Crimson Tide would go into halftime with all the momentum, leading the Bulldogs 17-7.
Following a fumble that led to a field goal for the Tide, the Bulldogs made up for their mistake. Carson Beck looking deep and finding Ladd McConkey to set up 1st and goal from the 1, and a play later, the quarterback would take it in himself to cut the deficit to 3, 2017 ball game.
But the Tide would answer. Jalen Milroe put together maybe his best drive of his career when his team needed it most, bringing Alabama down to the 1 after connecting with Isaiah Bond with this 13-yard completion, and then Roydell Williams punched it in to re-extend the Bama lead to 10 points.
And with under 6 minutes to play for the Bulldogs, it was go time. Their 29-game winning streak on the line, and they gave themselves a chance. Georgia put together a 10-play, 75-yard drive, and Kendall Milton finished it off with this 1-yard plunge to make it a 3-point game with under 3 minutes to go.
But Jalen Milroe made sure the Bulldogs would never get another chance, icing the game and clinching the Crimson Tide's conference championship, taking down the Bulldogs in Atlanta 27-24.
The message that I would send is we won the SEC. You know, we beat the #1 team in the country, and I think people should look at the whole body of work in terms of what the team was able to accomplish and what they were able to do. And I think this team is one of the 4 best teams and one of the teams that's deserving to be in the playoff.
No, I got something to say. Georgia #1, right? You beat the #1 team. What do they consider us? What does that consider us? But at the end of the day, you know, that's out of our reach. But the biggest thing we got to do is trust the process, keep getting better. But we beat the best team in the nation considerably. So, what do y'all consider us?
Our goal has been a natty since day one, but this is just that first step towards that. So this is a great accomplishment ahead.
I mean, what else do we have to prove? You beat the #1 team, back-to-back champs. Why wouldn't we be in the playoff? You can't leave the SEC out. You know what I mean? And I feel like we proved that today. We forced the committee's hand today.
So there you have it. The Alabama Crimson Tide win their 10th SEC championship under head coach Nick Saban.
But their fate very much still up in the air. We'll have to wait until the college football playoff selection show tomorrow at 11 a.m. to find out if they're in or if they're out.
Reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, for Max Cohan, I'm Nolan Knight with coverage you can count on. Way 31 Sports.